Hey there everybody, Ritchie here for section 4, defenses in the kickboxing masterclass. So what are defenses? Defenses are the maneuvers I'm going to use to be able to dissolve the attacks that my opponent is trying to hit me with. If somebody's trying to punch me in the face, there's a bunch of different ways that I can defend my face. I can move my face, I can use my hands, I can also use my feet to move away from those attacks. So we're going to primarily focus on defenses. Now, the key thing is to understand that martial arts is not about defense. It is about counter offense. So for all the defenses that we're going to observe right now, you need to go and switch that over to an attack. So after I cover, it's not just cover, it's cover and hit. It's not just parry, it's parry, hit. Now, there may be some examples sprinkled throughout this section, but right now we're just going to focus on how to execute these defensive techniques and maneuvers. So, moving on, when you're looking at defenses, regardless of the tool, there's 3 basic types of defenses. I call this the Triple H. H, H, H. The first H is your head. I am moving my head. Now, of course, this is dependent on whether or not your opponent is trying to hit you in the head. If they're not, don't worry about it. But if they are, you need to move your head. So with head movement, there's a grand unified theory that I've created. So that's my head. The very first way that you can move your head is just straight down. This is a great way to start off if you're an absolute beginner. I call this the duck. Not only am I going straight down, but I'm not just deactivating my legs and letting gravity suck me down to the floor. I'm actively trying to pull my knees up. It's kind of like I'm doing a tuck jump. That's what we call a tuck jump. But you see how I'm trying to suck my weight down. So that way I'm moving my head in an active manner down. The reason why this is so great for beginners is that I'm still in balance, right? If I'm moving around and somebody's trying to punch me in the head, I just go underneath that strike. And you see how I'm going straight down. I'm taking the elevator. I'm not taking the stairs. So if you're totally new to martial arts, doing a more advanced head movement technique, like slipping, it turns into something like this. Here where I'm off balance. But a duck, I just focus on going straight down. So, straight down is the very first one. Then I could slip. I can go from side to side. Now the key thing is to understand that as I slip, it should look like I'm drawing the roof of a house with my nose. This is critical. So I'm going down on an angle. My hip moves a little bit, not too much, right? But I'm not going directly across with my head. It's not loud. It's not like I'm sticking my head out this way here, like I'm trying to go and get a cab. All right, I'm going down on a diagonal. As well, after I slip, I can also weave across. It's like I'm drawing a smile with my nose. See how, here's my slip, but you see how I'm drawing a smile across. So I can slip this way and then into the weave, or I can slip this way into the weave. All right? Final way I can move my head is straight back. This is a snapback. Muhammad Ali made this famous. When you're doing the snapback, it should look like my jaw is in a drawer and it moves along that track of the drawer. I am not moving my head back like this. See how my head comes up? This feels perfectly natural to do. So does looking for a cab. Most of you watching have probably looked for more cabs than you have slipped punches. So it makes this feel totally natural to do. And it makes this totally natural to do. But what you want to do is this, where you're making a double chin. And of course, and go straight back. Right? Never want to freeze into that position. So this is the grand unified theory for head movement. Moving on, next H, hands. Basically by hands, I'm referring to my hand. I can use this to catch punches like I'm catching a ball. But also, my hand refers to a parrying tool. Think of it like we're fencers, right? You have a saber, I have a saber. You don't necessarily want to go and find the point of the saber. It's just too small. Fencers don't try to do that. What they're looking for is they're actually looking for the broad side of the saber, so that way they can parry it and use the saber like a lever. That's what you're trying to do. Your parry is looking for the side of the tool, right? So I can use that with my hand. I'm using that with my forearm. I can use my elbow. You can even use your shoulder to parry and dissolve that attack. As well, note how, what I mean by hands, it's the entire limb. It just has an H at the beginning, right? So it just all goes together, H, H, H. But by hand, I mean my forearm, my elbow, my shoulder, my bicep, my entire limb, right? I use this to defend as I block, even though blocking is not the best thing to do. Sometimes you just have to do it as you cover. See how this is all a part of what I mean by hands. Heels. By heels, I mean footwork. I understand that you do not want to be on your heels, right? When you're fighting, this is not correct. However, once again, it's just an easy way for me to go and categorize this. H, H, H. Move your head, use your hands, and move your feet. And by feet, I mean heels, right? It just kind of all goes together. So it's just a name. Don't worry too much about it. It's just a way that we've organized things for you today. There's two ways to move your feet. The very first way is I'm shuffling. If I want to go forward, my forward foot takes me forward. If I want to go back, my back foot takes me back. We can also do this in an inverted manner where if I want to go forward, my back foot takes me in, right? And then I can go forward. Or if I want to retract, right? See how my forward foot takes me back and I sort of withdraw this, right? Generally, the reason why my forward foot takes me forward is that I'm always in a position where I can fight, meaning that I have foundation in my feet. See how my feet are slightly larger, slightly greater than shoulder width apart, and then that way I can develop force, right? Translate it through my feet into my hands. Now, if I decide to go forward, but I bring my back foot up first, see how for a microsecond, my feet are actually too close together, right? And I can't develop force, I'll be pushed back. So it is better to use your forward foot to take you forward and your back foot to take you back. As you can shuffle, you can also walk, meaning that you put one foot in front of the other. Want to see that again? Looks like that, right? So you will at times do that, right? As you're defending strikes, as you're trying to get a better angle for your strikes. As you're applying some of your strikes, you'll be putting one foot in front of the other. Of course, you'll be doing this in a dynamic manner, right? But that's really all there is, right? I'm shuffling, right? Or I'm walking. The next is that there's 6 directions that I can move my feet. I can go forward, I can go back. That's 1 and 2. Go side to side. See how I'm going laterally to the side? Go laterally to the side over here, right? Now there's 2 more ways. 2 more directions I can move my feet. I can circle to my left. I can circle to my right. Note how as I circle, all I'm trying to do is a little step, but then a big step. I do a little step, and then a big step, a little step, and a big step, and now I'm circling. I can do the exact same thing. Generally, if I'm going over to my right, it'll be my right foot that's forward as I'm circling. Right foot, big left foot. Right foot, big left foot, and suddenly I'm circling over this way. So over the next section, we'll be using the HHH to break down defenses for all of our different tools.